Hi there, I'm Cordy and I'm super excited to do some drawing with you, so let's get started. To lay out the shapes, I'm going to use this colored pencil. You can use your normal pencil if you want to. It's just so we have a nice underdrawing. So here we go. We're going to start the head of our little robot, drawing a rectangular shape and then a little square for the neck. And the body will be a nice big heart shape. It's going to be about the width of the head, but make it nice and big, definitely bigger than the head, so it really works as a proportion. And then we're going to add the connections to the hip part of our robot, which is also going to be a little bit of a flat heart shape. So here we go, connecting, and next we're going to draw little connections, just sort of little dots for now to connect the legs. One is stretched out and the other one is bent, so towards the knee and then inward, and the foot kind of comes out like this. And the same thing at the arm, there's going to be a little connection there. We don't have to be that specific in the underdrawing. It's going to be erased away anyway. We'll get into the detail later. The arms stick up. So here we go. Now to our pencil. If you've been using a pencil all along, we're just going to go over the drawing that we made to bring in a little bit more detail. So we're going to round the corners of the head off, so it's a rounded shape instead of one with points. And then the neck, we're going to do little half moon shapes, little ridges, to make it look like it can be scrunched up or folded in, and then along the heart shape. And here we're gonna, at the middle, we're gonna take it inward a little bit, and the same thing on the other side, inward and then down, just to make it a little bit more detailed. The same thing at the bottom part, but first we want to do some interesting connections here. I decided to make the connection little wires. You can do whatever works for you, but there needs to be a connection to the hip bit. And here we go, that's the hip. And instead of the pointy bit, we're gonna flatten that heart shape out a little bit. Now the connections to the legs are gonna be little squares, and the knees are gonna be round. To connect the what would be the femur bone or the bones, we're going to do little squares again, or you could do circles. It just needs to be a connection, and the connection is going to be just a little tube shape, so two straight lines next to each other. Now again, our little square shape, our connection on the other side. Here we go. Then comes the foot. The foot's going to be like a cake slice. So from the inside here, it's just a rectangle. And then on the other side, you see the top bit a little bit. So we draw a rectangle and a triangle on top. Off to the arms, the little connection bit here is going to be a round shape. And on top of that, we're going to draw sort of a bottle-shaped piece, or like a long ellipse with another little connection point on it. And guess what? Wires coming out, ending up in another connection point, connecting to the hand, which is a palm-sized shape kind of. And we're adding the fingers to it with little palm-sized shapes on top. Palm-sized, I mean like a half moon and a line underneath. And lining it up over here. Again, our connection piece. You can choose a different form if you want to. I just thought it would be fun to have like this sort of round shape on the end. And here, same thing again, that lengthened ellipse or a bottle shape, lining it up. Little connection point, palm shape on top, like a half moon with a line, and the little finger sticking up. Here we go. And the tips of the fingers for our little robot. You can make them completely round if you want to. Now at the top, we're gonna give him a little light. So I'm stacking a few rectangles on top. And on the side, there's gonna be a light. A little round shape. If you want an antenna sticking up, you can do that as well. And the eyes, nice big eyes. Here we go. And I decided I want my robot to be decorated with some hearts. So I added three little hearts actually. And the mouth. You can maybe do stars or something else. Be creative. Now let's add more detail. We're gonna go for the lines in his neck, just from left to right and right to left to make it look like it can crunch down. And now for the center. That's gonna be a really interesting bit. So draw a heart into the center. Now come up a little bit from the tip and draw the lines going outward. And the same thing here from the inside out. And later on, this is gonna make a really cool shape because we're gonna get rid of the center bit and it's gonna look like it's just suggesting a heart. So the same thing down here from the tip outward and from the top dip, also drawing the lines outward. That is my decoration. So if you choose to do a different one, go ahead. I'm gonna decorate my robot with a few lines on the, I nearly said shoes, but it's not really shoes, it's just his feet. And some lines up by his arms. Here we go. Now we're done with our pencil drawing. Well done. We'll move to fine lining with a 0.3 fine liner. Let me show you this cool heart shape, how I had this envisioned. So we're gonna just fine line the area within the two lines and then the line. So the little center bits of the heart we're going to erase away later. So the decoration of our little robot is really just a suggestion of a heart. Same thing down here. Only the little bits within the line shapes. And then later on you'll see how this works. I'm going to speed up my fine lining a little bit because it's not super exciting just going over what we just did. But here we are, done. So switching over to our little baby eraser. Now I'm erasing the middle pieces, see that? So if you found this really difficult to draw, you can download the line drawing in the link below and practice some more or color it in. We're gonna grab the fine liner, the 0.5 thicker one, and go around the edges to make that little guy really pop off the page. Now, if you followed along and drew it with me, please do come find me on Instagram and share it with me. Or if you just colored it in, that's totally fine. I would love to see what you did. This is my colored in version. So if you enjoyed this drawing with me, then please like and subscribe. If you want to know more about working with color, then you can hop on over to Skillshare and join my sketchbook adventure class. Thank you so much for drawing with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.